a month or so ago, I got a package in the mail from Faith and Tim, and it had a few things in there, and amongst them was, they're already laughing, was these little taster bottles of Curveball Original Barbecue Whiskey.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm going to let Faith and Tim talk about this a little bit and where this came about and why we ended up getting these in the mail, and then we can kind of go from there.
And tell us the taser part of the story too.
The story?
The taser part, like you said, you were listening to another podcast, and it was either this or this.
Yeah. So we were doing a little bourbon hunting, and we were at this place, and we were talking to the lady behind the counter, and she didn't really have anything allocated or anything good that we were looking for, but she's like, y'all gotta try this. Have you ever had barbecue whiskey? And we're like, no, we'd like to keep it that way, I think. And she starts pouring this in little Dixie cups and making us try it. And Tim immediately thought of Kansas City being the barbecue state.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Right. We're a state.
Yeah.
Yes, Kansas City is Paris, so it's also a state.
It's a way of being. Like it's like
A state
it's a
of
vibe.
it's a state of mind where barbecue is what we think about
state of
all the
living.
time.
Yes.
Actually, I'm
Anyway.
surprised it took so long to find barbecue in our whiskey.
I honestly, I wake up and I'm like, dry rub.
Dry rub.
Just look around.
Dry rub.
What the heck is going on?
Well, when we get that jacket for you at the Flying J with the lot lizard,
Yes.
hopefully it won't be a dry rub. Anyway, as you were saying,
It's a lot to unpack
We
right
did
there.
not bring this to you because we thought it was phenomenal and delicious. We thought it was funny. And you tried delicious, beautiful bourbons and whiskeys on your podcast. We thought it was time that you tried, more of a novelty. And it has a skull on it. I mean,
with a spatula.
yeah.
that fits the both of us because I love to cook, and Mr. 98%er over here, he loves skulls on everything.
And I don't know if you, what
Chandler
type
has
of
a
aroma
skull.
you're getting off of this, but I already smell liquid smoke. Our whole dining room
Yeah.
smells like liquid smoke.
It's liquid smoke, it's barbecue chips.
So I straight up, Wayne said, he's like, the first one will be a barbecue whiskey. And I joked about the dry rub thing. I was like, is it going to be dry rub just straight up? And
Yes.
And then when you were handing it out to us and I got it in my hand, I took a whiff of this, and I have never smelt something that felt like I'm like, oh, it's supposed to be whiskey, but this is straight up barbecue. Like this feels
This is.
this is the most smelling.
Did
Have
you
ever
open the
cooked
bottle
with
of
liquid
barbecue?
smoke?
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
just
I mean, it's liquid smoke. It's molasses. It's it's brown sugar. It's all
I'm
things
expecting
barbecue sauce.
the sweetest barbecue sauce. that I love sweet barbecue sauce.
I mean, this is Sweet Baby Ray.
But I'm straight up. It's like I can smell the rub. Like I can smell like the minerals that have made this drink, and that's insane.
You can smell the ribs sizzling on the grill.
Yes.
Yeah,
you can.
they sold the sizzle.
This is Willy Wonka's concoction, and I'm mad at him for it. Like it's the later on version.
Yeah.
Like after Charlie's like walking around, he's like, so this is my shop, and he's like, yeah, we got a barbecue section here. And they're like, what are you talking about? You got a barbecue section? I got barbecue whiskey, man. And he's like,
He's like, I'm just here for the mocha bar.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the bar, let's go to the bar.
He goes to the barbecue part, and he's like, yeah, like that's why we haven't really opened this part. It's just, we've just only sold chocolate because this is insane. So I didn't know that you had connections like that. This lady, she's equally in Knox Vegas. In Knox Vegas.
You can find it just at anywhere.
Probably anywhere.
Really anywhere. It's like
I found it at Target.
$18 for the whole bottle.
No, we actually, kind of like the Tennessee, we bought the Tennessee as a gag, and then it turned out it was actually
Really good.
enjoyable. We're like, huh. So we were going to get the Curveball as a gag, I don't know that it's going to be as enjoyable, though.
No.
But we tasted it, and then we got in the car and we drove. We listened to the podcast, and the next liquor store that we showed up to, they had the 750 was clearanced out for $9.
Wow.
And we're like, for $9, I'll take a shot on the bottle.
I might buy that for $9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll pour it in some beans and simmer it.
Oh, yeah.
No, you'll see.
You know, we'll make some Bloody Marys with it. We'll do something. But for $9, I couldn't leave it on the shelf. So after we bought the bottle, we thought we have to get some minis and send them to Kansas City.
And
so
now
you can
we make
experience it.
all of our friends and family drink it, and we laugh and laugh and laugh.
And this is how much is left after lots of friends and family drinking. We're still at 70% of the bottle.
So they had all of their friends and family try it, and they've got that much of the bottle left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have the friends and family come back? Like
Probably
Not yet.
Nah.
so, so these are the people that you're like, I don't ever want to see you again. Hey, come and have a drink with me.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I'm washing my hair.
Well, it feels really weird that you sent it to here to just make sure that like I don't ever visit the house. You're like, I'm gonna give you this bottle.
You did this all wrong.
Bum, 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 bum.
We haven't tried it yet. You might like it.
Dubs is like, hey, you want to go to a road trip to see Faith and Tim? And I'm like, after they gave us this whiskey, I'm like, I don't know.
Nah, man, no.
Like, I believe a wise man once said, "Oh hell no!"
I'm ready to get into this.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God, it's so bad.
Listen, I might be a lone wolf here,
Do you love it?
but I ain't mad. I ain't mad about it.
It's so
I've
bad.
had worse things in life.
That's fucking
But-
wild.
Isn't that weird?
If you said
It's
that
both beans.
if you said that this was whiskey, I'd be like, no. But
Right.
if you told me that I was drinking like some like intense barbecue, I'd be like, straight up, yes. Like I've had enough barbecue in my life that I'm like, this feels like home. This feels like,
Listen,
hey, listen, Faith, Tim, get out the sleeping bag. I'm on my way tonight.
You're welcome.
I'm hanging out tonight.
We got the guest room already.
That bottle's about to be done.
It's here for you.
It's here.
Say, I expected a much more like simple experience on the palate, and I did not expect anything on the finish.
I'm not even ready to talk about the palate yet. I'm still just unpacking and processing this. So I'm going to some of the logistics and information on this whiskey. Have you tried to find this online? There's
No.
there's hardly no information whatsoever. They literally have a single page website up there with
Really?
buy links. Yeah.
Well, are they like in any way connected to the screwball and
No.
all the other balls?
I thought they were. I thought they were connected to screwball, curveball, and dough ball.
If they are,
Taylor loves it. I mean,
if they are, their websites are not.
Really? Okay. Now they have an eggnog one too.
Chandler, they're ignoring your face.
I can't I know that when we start going to the rating part,
Yeah.
like I have tried to show up the past 3 times with a sense of integrity. I want to make sure that I'm bringing the best ratings and analysis that I possibly can. I'm concerned that this might be an 11 out of 10 for me. I might just knock it out of the park, and this is insane. I don't know what I was doing walking into this. I don't know what I was doing walking into this. You might have caught me on a good day.
I'm so glad you're here.
But this is
I hope your dry rub has calluses.
Wow.
Well,
I just want to say that it is what it said it was going to be, and that's the thing that I am sold on, as opposed to like what we drank, the sea time shore drink that we had. What was the
Navigator?
yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fight of the Navigator, if you want, because
You guys tried
took
so
some
hard
work
to
to
like that.
swallow drinking that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's back up just a little bit. Okay, this is Curveball, Kurvball, the original barbecue whiskey. Category, it is an American whiskey. It is made in Wisconsin. Distillery is Curveball, which is why I if they are connected to Screwball, then I would be shocked, because the little information I did find did not point in that direction at all.
I hope their distillery is just Balls Distillery.
Surprise, surprise, no age statement. Style is just whiskey. And this is so sweet because it is only 68 proof.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, it's like a
Sugar.
barbecue liqueur.
Their website says, if Pitmaster didn't sell out, we'd eat it morning, noon, and night to satisfy our appetite. We put the barbecue behind the bar, savory sweet, smoky heat, meet American whiskey.
You know what? When it comes to that synopsis here, like, we were not sold a false bill of goods.
No, you were not.
It says everything that it is. It
True
really
statement.
does. It really does have a savory, sweet, smoky heat.
I'm shocked.
Like,
I am shocked.
It does taste.
I
like
do want to
American
make
whiskey.
baked beans with it. I think it's screaming baked beans.
I think you have to make for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving baked beans.
I mean, I've never had baked beans for Thanksgiving, but sure. I want to do a bourbon tasting with Mom.
And just slide this in there. Like, don't let her know what it is.
Yeah, I think she would love it.
Well,
Her favorite is the cinnamon moonshine.
Huh.
She loves it.
Oh, was that last year or maybe 2 years ago? She was cooking up Thanksgiving dinner, and she put the entire meal on pause, waiting for Faith and Tim to show up, because Faith was bringing the apple cinnamon moonshine.
Okay.
And she couldn't.
Oh, for her.
And she couldn't finish. Or was it the pie that she put? No, it was just baked apples.
She was just making baked apples,
baked
but
apples.
she needed the moonshine for it.
Yeah.
But yes, this, we need to cook with it. What do you think about a Bloody Mary with it, though?
I don't know.
Too sweet.
Too sweet. My opinion.
Chandler?
I'm sold on all of it.
He's gonna dip his
This is
banana bread in
this
it.
is a really weird thing, but I'm glad for this, because I know that I was hyped, was excited to see Faith and Tim, and this took it to another level. I'm up there, and I'm sold on this. Again, as I keep on saying, it feels like I'm tasting dry rub.
You're over there huffing
And
coffee
it's
beans like
just-
they owe you money.
It's just on my tongue. When I take I lick my lips, I still have that feeling I just had dry rub. It's insane.
I'm so happy you enjoyed it so much. That really warms my heart.
There is no lie. I'm sipping on this, and I've been vegetarian or pescatarian since 2005. This takes me straight back to St. Louis style barbecue pork steaks.
Pork
Oh, yeah.
steaks.
yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
maybe pork ribs, but yeah, pork steaks. Yeah, I can
Pork
see
steak
that.
is a St. Louis thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I don't get any off flavors or anything that's.
It's just,
It's just a lot, and it's not something that I would want to sit down and savor. I'm not going to savor the burn on this one.
Product,
With a nice-
I'm not going to be
placement
like,
right there. That was
yeah.
anyway.
In this type of setting, drinking together with friends
Yes.
apart, it's a great
fun.
warm up. But I'm not going to throw it back, as the bottle says.
I think on my rating, I'm gonna go by what it was sold to us as, a sweet, savory, smoky heat American whiskey. We knew coming into it was one of those what's the word, gimmick whiskeys. So I think I'm not gonna trash it on my ratings. I'm gonna rate it for what it is
Oh yeah, we got to rate
and what it told us it was gonna be.
What color would you call that?
Tim, Faith, are you guys gonna rate it with us?
Rate it.
Yeah, we were just discussing that. So we're not connoisseurs or sommeliers. We're just average
no, not average.
tasters.
Nope, not average.
And I feel like after listening to so many episodes that I am going to be a harsh critic compared to.
You're a harsh critic about everything, though.
I am.
Uh-oh.
So I don't mind
gonna
giving
outdo
somebody
me.
a lower score. You know, I mean,
We like what we like.
Tim's gonna outdo me. I'm having a hard time with this ratings. I don't even know where to begin on these ratings.
I can't.
Oh,
I'm already.
I think I
sold.
gave it too high of a rating. Now that I'm,
We won't hear too high of a rating until Chandler speaks.
So let me make sure. So let me. Has anything changed with the ratings? I just want to make sure that there. It feels there's some quiet. It feels like we're at the Olympics, and I feel like we just had like.
Chandler needs the rules.
So I just want to make sure, and I think that this is also good for the viewers.
Yeah.
The listeners.
So we have updated how we rate these.
Okay.
Instead of just giving it just a single number, we are doing a 1 through 5. I guess it's technically 0 through 5 for nose, palate, finish, and bottle presentation. Add all those together, divide by 2. That will give us our 1 through 10 overall.
Oh wow. Okay.
A little bit of math involved.
It's been a minute since I've been here, and this has.
Well,
You guys have leveled
You can
up.
do it.
Save
You
the
can
Burn
do
is leveling up. I'm
and it's been really interesting because the first couple times that we did this new rating system, we also started off kind of saying, you know what, if I were to give my from the hip overall number, this is what it would be. And then we go through the exercise of filling these all out and doing our math and just seeing the variations on what you would just your gut told you it was versus what the math tells you it is when you take each individual component and then add them together for an overall. So it's been interesting, and I think it's kind of helped us maybe fine-tune our assessment a little bit more.
I feel like we're in school.
I'm struggle bus here.
It's got super quiet, and that's
Yeah, these are the
Awkward.
parts that get edited out that you guys nobody gets to hear.
Oh, I didn't know if I was just trying to fill.
Because this is where we will cough.
I was
we will
trying to
clear
fill
our
dead air.
throats. Well, like if you won't hear this.
So wait a
Coffee
second.
beans,
Wait a second.
chicken shake.
We're not live. I thought I was promised that we were going to be doing this live.
Yeah, we're doing it live. This is all
my
happening live.
contract stipulated live only,
Yeah.
no recordings.
And feel free to put quarter, half, eighth, and
We went-
whatever you need to.
Yeah, I went with whole numbers.
We went with whole numbers.
Okay. I always have quarters, halves, 3/4.
There may be a time. for
I
that.
do have a question, since this is about cocktails and rocktails.
Oh,
Yes.
Is there going to be a point the next time that we come to see you guys perform? Are we going to have to lock our phones up in bags? Are we going to not be allowed to record the performance? Have you reached that level where we're locking down the phones?
Absolutely not.
No.
awesome.
Bunch of you're
Do
rebels.
you want to lock your phone down?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like...
Where you
Do you
get
think
that? You get that exclusive kind of.
Yeah,
You know.
right.
What is
Yeah, it's
music
a
without
one-off. You're like,
bootleg?
you can't see it on YouTube. You know, you can't see it on the social
No,
media.
no, no,
They're
no. We
banned
want
for the
everything
people.
to be bootlegged.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
We
I
want
like
King
that.
Gizzard.
thread.
Yeah,
Just keep savoring it.
Yes.
Yes,
and flavoring it.
yes. And burning it.
Could you do me a favor and hold that bottle up one more time? Because I want to get a good... Okay, pull back just a little bit. So we've got... You know what? Actually, that's very reminiscent of the West Bottoms,
West Bottoms
whiskey.
Company bottle, yeah.
Oh, it kind of is, yeah.
Oh, damn, she's got a bottle of that?
She should.
I do.
Unless she finished it.
No, it's things are getting moved around because we're working on a new
What
bar
kind
in
of
the
information
basement.
do you have on the back of it?
All right, so the back of the bottle, it says pretty much what Wayne read
Same shape
That's
bottle.
the exact
yeah.
same bottle.
So
Right.
the
One is
label
corked
on
and
the
other's
back,
capped.
we can't get enough barbecue. If Pitmasters didn't sell out, we'd eat it morning, noon, and night. So
Okay.
what they did there, the sell out has a $sign. The morning, the O was replaced with a sun that's just at the horizon. Noon, the O is like a full sun, and night has like a moon in place of the letter I. It says savory, sweet, smoky heat, meet American whiskey. How's that for a curveball? Their web address and their @ is on here, and then in very, very small print, it says the Curveball Whiskey Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Be a
can still
bonehead
smell it.
responsibly.
And that's a screw-off cap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a screw off, yes.
Okay.
Which is not like what
Caught a little bit of that.
Which is not like what West Bottoms does.
Right.
They've got the core.
Can I state real quick that I've went through your new judging model.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty happy with how the numbers played out. So I just want to acknowledge and confirm that the system works. It's
positive reinforcement.
No, this is great. This is great. It's hard to change, but like I like these changes. So I'm right here with y'all. So this is the Friendsgiving episode, right?
Yes, sir.
Just
yes.
while we're figuring out numbers, you guys are still doing tallies and stuff like that. It looks like the French judge is really meticulously trying to figure out what's going on. Nancy,
I feel like we kind of willy-nilly wrote down our numbers, and they're like really, really serious.
When you're confident as much as I am right now about this,
we're pretty confident too.
Drink, like,
yeah,
I know exactly what I felt about this drink.
I thought my numbers were going to be a little better than what they are. They're not good.
Ooh, I see the numbers that Jonathan has, and I'm also looks interesting. Can I tell a Thanksgiving story?
Yes.
Or a little bit of a story,
please.
since I feel like it's timely and everything like that. My only question, just for audio purposes, is does anyone got a gobble, like a good gobble, like a good gobble? That's not bad. Jonathan, you got a gobble?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Wait, Dubs, you got a gobble? Don't play. Okay, that's not bad.
Ooh, that was good.
So, my story real quick, and I just want to throw this out. My story real quick is when I was in 8th grade, we had a gobbling contest. Like I went to a private school, we had a gobbling contest. And they, every year, my teacher, she had 2 kids who were in the school with me. And Lauren would always win the gobbling contest every single year. And so it was kind of like the spelling bee, like you would have in your class. So like it went all the way from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade, the school. And so they would have the gobbling contest, and and Lauren would win every single year. And so in my class, there was only 9 people in my 8th grade class, and they went through the class and they were like, okay, like do your gobble. And so we went through. I tried to do my gobble, failed. Just didn't nail it. And Corey was like, all right, I'm going to do the gobble. He nailed it. And then all of a sudden I had this really great idea, and I shared it with the rest of the class, and they were like, okay, cool. And so we went to the big presentation where it was in front of the whole entire school, the auditorium, everything like that. And we started going through, and they were like, all right, it's time for the gobbling contest. So they started with the kindergarten, and the little kindergarten did like the little gobble. And then it moved up 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th grade, all this type of stuff. Gets to Lauren, and Lauren does a classic gobble, nails it, just knocks it out of the park. It's like, Lauren, you did it again, like knocked it out of the park and everything. It starts going up, keeps on going up, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. And then I'm the last one, and it's 8. And it's like, all right, Chandler, where's your gobble? And I said, this is a turkey on the Thanksgiving Day table. Mm-hmm. And I didn't make a sound. And I have never heard a joke fall that flat in my entire life. I thought it was the funniest thing in the whole entire world.
That is pretty funny.
And I heard one person laugh, like they busted out laughing. And I still lost the gobbling contest, but I thought it was the funniest thing in the whole entire world.
You were robbed.
You were robbed, because that was good. That was good.
Funny.
And how old were you?
This is in 8th grade. It's in 8th grade.
And he still got it.
Yeah. So
It took two cleans to get rid of the barbecue.
Probably gonna take like a sink clean.
Yeah,
Do you guys reuse your glass, or do you get clean glasses?
Usually we just put some water in there, swirl it, and do it that way.
Sip the water, dump it.
I think I'm gonna break out some other glasses to move forward.
Yeah.
Pretty thick.
Well, Faith, Tim, what do you guys got on the nose?
I gave it a 3. which seems a little high, but I wasn't like offended. I didn't love it, but it didn't like make me want to vomit. So a 3.
So I actually went higher on the nose. I went with the 4. I enjoyed the nose. It's a barbecue whiskey.
It is.
It smelled like barbecue. It smelled like I was standing in line at a gas station waiting for some Oklahoma Joe's or Casey Joe's, whatever it is now. The nose did not disappoint. I enjoyed the nose. I liked the smoke. I liked the sweet. I liked the barbecue aromas. And so I went with the 4 on the nose.
4. All right.
How about you, Chandler?
4.5. Again, it is what it says it is, and that's half the battle where I'm like, if you're telling me that you're a barbecue whiskey and that's what you're trying to sell, like I smell it and I'm like, this is instantly barbecue, and I know it for a fact.
It smells barbecue.
You ain't
smells
wrong.
whiskey.
I would easily give it a 5, but I am trying my hardest to not like just oversell.
As high perked as your ears are as a lone wolf on this, I'm surprised you didn't give it a 5.
I thought about it
because you have been wowed, and that's what it takes for us to get to a 5.
I was blown away, and I legitimately said I was going to give it it was like 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then I used the new system, used the new model, and the metrics changed me.
They do.
Changed me. I put the game time face on. I don't play around. I put the game time face on. Chandler game time face on.
You're totally
and I said 4.5. I'm like, let's not play around, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking right at you. I got my game time face on right now.
I see it.
Yeah, you see it?
I know. You mean business.
I mean business.
This is
serious.
I mean, just because you say game time doesn't mean you're here to play games. This is business.
Funny business?
Psh,
No.
no.
Game time business.
Serious business.
Old time rock and roll business.
Well, on that note, I gave it a 4 as well, Tim, because and to reiterate what Chandler said, it is what it is billed to be. It's supposed to be barbecuey, sweet, smoky, and supposed to be whiskey, and that's what you get on the nose. And boy, howdy, it is powerful.
I mean, I still smell it, and we finished ours a while ago. Like, it's thick.
Mm-hmm.
Thick with 2 C's.
I think my mustache has some in there.
Your mustache is like, oh, this is what it's like to eat meat. But no. You have been deceived, mustache.
I gave it 2 3/4.
2 3/4.
Wow.
How did you get to 2 3/4? Because that's a little over average. By a little.
There wasn't anything off-putting, other than the fact that it is straight up slab of barbecue brisket, pork steak, hot off the grill. They delivered what they sold. No question about it. I just wasn't prepared.
So it was the wrong kind of wow.
So, yeah.
So this is where, like, I feel like maybe you guys talked about gimmick whiskey, right? And so, which feels like a subgenre of whiskey. And it's kind of like how I feel about, like, comedy or different types of, like, where it's, like, political comedy or different things like that, where it's, like, you can say, oh, well, this is not as like the same type of funny because it is some type of satire or whatever. But does it nail the notes of like what political comedy does versus like stand-up comedy or like, storytelling comedy or roast comedy or different things like that? And so that's where I'm having a hard time with, like, I'm judging this for the gimmick itself. Like, it's straight up doing what it's supposed to be doing.
That's fair.
I'm not putting it in the category of like the upper echelon of like.
That is fair.
Where like, again, it is what it says it is. It's not saying like I'm trying to compete against.
Even if it doesn't say it's a gimmick whiskey, we understand that that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's a whiskey designed for people that don't like whiskey. That just want to drink and get drunk and don't taste whiskey.
Yeah.
But I would argue, like, for example, like the Navigator, like, is a different genre of whiskey. I wouldn't consider it a gimmick.
No.
But, like, it is something where it's, like, we're trying to, like... I get everybody has their own little niche of, like, trying to be different. but there's something about this where it's like you can't help but think, are we taking you seriously? You barbecue? Like you gotta like.
If you take party time seriously, you definitely take curveball seriously. Same with like screwball and dough ball.
Yeah.
Did you say screwball or no ball?
Dough ball. Dough ball's it's like a cookie dough flavored whiskey.
Okay. I like screwball or no ball.
It's either screwball or no ball.
They have a new eggnog whiskey too.
Oh.
Eggnog ball.
And that is the same
Actually,
company.
I don't know what it's called.
That is the same. That is screwball.
Whoa.
Did you guys hear that?
We did.
Yes.
What was that?
Henry.
Oh. Oh dear.
Banshee.
Oh.
Cry like a banshee.
Henry was just not happy with the number that you gave.
I think, yeah.
So that was just him out of protest.
I gave it a 3 on the palate.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what'd you give it on the palate?
Yeah,
You gave it a
I
3?
came up a little for the palate.
All right. I gave it a 4.
Oh.
Wow.
I gave it a 2.
I also gave it a 2. It fell off on the palate for me. It was a little too thick.
It was thick and shocking.
It wasn't shocking for me. It was thick and sweet. And I don't know that the smoke transferred from the nose to the palate for me. So I gave it a 2. Yeah.
How about you, Mr. Chandler?
Jonathan, my man, 4.5. I'm just
4.5?
straight up, just straight up 4.5.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I'm going to
Tim.
say this. I feel like I'm going to say it. It is what it says it is.
right.
It is.
They said that what they said like was a drawback from them in their descriptions and why they gave it a lower rating was exactly what it said it was going to do. Well, except for Tim, you didn't taste the smokiness.
Yeah, I didn't. I tasted
palate.
more sweet. Yeah, I definitely tasted like a thick, sweet barbecue sauce, but it felt like it lost the smoke to me on the palate.
So I felt like I tasted the sugar and the molasses and everything that was
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was there, and I almost was like again love it for like what it is. I do think that there's a space to have like a different version of like a kind of barbecue Bloody Mary that is out there that you can absolutely make.
Yeah.
I think that it is possible to do that and and let the tomato like
Yes.
like null the taste or blend the taste out a little bit better.
Okay, I'm being convinced to change my number.
Listen, Faith, I want you to live your life. Do you?
And Irishman's first.
We're gonna
thought
do
is best
three
thought.
more shots of it though. We're gonna do 3 more shots of it and then find out what we like.
At the end, can we taste the good stuff first and then come back to this?
Oh, I thought this was the good stuff. This is this is not the good stuff.
Well.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, I don't know if I could have multiple shots of this.
Yeah.
Right.
But like this first one, this might be the first and last that I ever have it, and it might be the most memorable moment that I have.
And it was
like
with us.
in my life. Yeah. Like maybe put it on my tombstone. It's like, oh, did he had the barbecue whiskey, right? And it just that's the end of it for me. he lived a life knowing that he had the barbecue whiskey and everyone else hasn't tasted it yet. So, but no, again, 4.5. It is what it is.
Okay.
All right. Well, what did you give it on the finish?
4.5.
Another 4.5.
I'm right now across the board 4.5.
Okay. All right. You know what? On the finish, I gave it a 4.5.
My man.
Because for me, the finish was more flavorful, more everything than the palate was.
I thought the finish fell off.
This
and
did
just
not go like I thought it would go. This is wow.
I
wow.
gave it a 2 on the finish.
A 2 on the finish.
So I gave it
finish
a
gave
2
me-
also.
Finish
But
did
then
nothing for me.
I just changed it to a 3 because I still am feeling it. So it's lingering.
Yeah. So you're at a 3.
I think I'm a 3.
How about you, Tim?
I'm with Wayne. I gave it a 2 on the finish. I feel like whatever was there on the palate disappeared on the finish. It wasn't bitter, but the sweetness went away for me. was kind of left with just regret of having drank this for like the 4th or 5th time now.
Yeah,
Like,
I still,
but the first time we had it in the store, it was like a gimmick, and then I think we ended up buying some tequila, and then we left, and then we saw it again, and we thought, oh, this is funny. We got to send it to Kansas City. And then we had some friends over and tried it, and now that I've had it 4 or 5 times,
I don't want it again.
I don't want it again.
You know, when you go to a barbecue place and they give you the wet nap.
Yeah.
To clean up after.
Yes.
Because, you know, the barbecue sauce is sticky and it gets everywhere, right? I feel like with this, and the reason why I gave it a 2, and the reason why I think that the finish just finishes, I'm with Faith. I'm still smelling it. I can still, I still feel like it's in my beard and my mustache.
It's part of your life now.
But that's not the finish. That's just the sticky residue that's left over. That's not the finish of the whiskey.
That's the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese.
Sure.
I just smacked my microphone. That's the curveball pit at Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow.
Yep, still there.
You popped the top off the
It didn't go anywhere.
Bottle. You gave it a whiff. Yeah, it still smells like barbecue and whiskey. So, how about bottle presentation? Where are you at with it, Miss Faith?
I gave it a 3. I like the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like the most flashy, so I didn't go higher than a 3, but
I was harsh again and stuck with the 2 for the bottle presentation. The shape of the bottle wasn't anything special. The logo with the skull and the Weber grill lid and the it was kind of neat, but the label was kind of small. The print was kind of small and hard to read. So presentation, I went with 2.
All right. No, I gave it a 3. You know, it's average, but I think it's a little bit better than average.
yeah.
I thought it tells you what you're in store for here with sweet, smoky. Says throw it back. Hopefully, you know you don't throw it up. But
Right.
Mr. W2.
Well, you know, I flipped back through my notes and just because we realized that this is the exact, almost to a T, the exact bottle that West Bottom uses.
Yeah.
And I gave the West Bottom presentation a 4.
Uh-huh.
I gave this one a 3.
Okay.
And 1, it's a screw-off plastic cap.
Yeah. You've never been a fan.
You're going to get, I mean, I'm going to give Weller Special Reserve a hard time about it also because that is a premium whiskey.
Wasn't that a metal cap?
And that's a screw-off metal cap.
Uh-huh.
Still screw-off.
Uh-huh.
You know, as much as I like skulls, a skull with the Weber hat and the spatula and fork.
I thought it was clever.
It's clever, but
It's cute.
Their gimmick's showing.
Well, you know what?
So I gave
from
it
a
a
graphic
3.
designer. We're lucky. They're lucky they got a 3 at all.
I mean,
They're lucky they got anything. How about you, Mr. Chandler? What'd you give it?
Y'all ready for this?
1.5. What?
1.5.
1.5.
Oh.
On bottle presentation.
I ain't impressed. Like again, they talk it. I get it. Like I like the skull and everything, and like that's pretty cool. But like it's not.
I'm not surprised.
It's not blowing. It's not. That's not the thing that's like blowing my mind. It's again. It's the thing where I feel like the gimmick, where I look at the bottle and I would not take it seriously, and then like I think it. I was surprised by everything else, and that's where I was like, okay.
When I first saw the bottle, that label, you know, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, who the fuck is going to take this seriously? Why is this even out here? Because when I first saw it, it was in Target, and I was looking for something else. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I think I told you guys about this. I know I told W2 about this. I was like, what is this? Like, who? Why? Why does this exist in my planet? Like, the people that designed this, that came up with this, they're breathing my air. They're sucking wind on my planet, and I'm not okay with it. Oh, shit. Tim bounced. Tim just left.
He's getting water.
Okay. Well, while he's getting water, what was your scores on bottle presentation?
I had a 3. Tim had a 2.
3 and 2. Well, I guess that just brings us to overall rating.
Yeah.
What you got, Mr. W2?
I got 5 3/4.
5 3/4. Is that the lowest?
No, I'm sorry. 5 3/8.
3/8. He misread his.
5.375.
All right.
You know, when everything's tallied up there, I'm a hair over average.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had a
So
5.5.
take it or leave it. That's your score. What?
I said I had a 5.5.
Okay.
So that's average.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit above. It's everything you thought it would be, but you weren't wowed by it. How about you, Tim?
I ended up right at a 5, and it's only because the nose was so strong it brought everything else up. So 5, yeah.
Mr. Chandler?
7.5.
7.5.
High roller.
But it ended up being at a number that I feel the Chandler index I feel confident to stand by, and I was worried about that again.
Yeah.
Besides my mom, I don't know how many fans I have out there, but I was worried that it would get back to Greta and she'd be like,
You messed up.
you want to stand by that?
You got some hand raisers.
Oh my
We have
gosh!
2 fans here.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Faith and Tim, part of the Avenger crew that we're creating.
Yes.
Yes.
But I was just worried that I'd go out there and I would just get slammed by the Savor the Burn podcast fans. Make sure that you like and subscribe. They're out there and they're just they're just boo, hiss. Come on, man.
I hissed at Target, but I'm not hissing now because I surprisingly have the highest score.
Joke's on you.
I gave it a 7.75. 7 3/4.
Wow.
I caught a glimpse of that and I was so excited that you were right on the same path.
As seriously as you can take a gimmick whiskey, I judged it for what it is and what it said it was going to be, and not just my personal bias against what my preconceived notions of what I thought it was going to be like. I wanted to give it an honest review instead of I don't know, you watch the news and you catch somebody's political commentary, it's biased. I'm trying so hard to be unbiased.
Well, I was really impressed with this kind of long con that you had going on because
saw through it.
on your face I was like, oh, he's gonna everybody is just gonna just trash this thing, and out of nowhere I could hear the music and I was like, and they say that a hero, and I was like, he's coming back, he's with us.
Did you just go NickelBack and Savor the Burn Studios? Son of a limp biscuit. They went NickelBack on it. And they said a hero.
Oh man.
So thank you.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Just this, it's the cross you have to bear when trying to be true.
With great power comes great responsibility.
With arms wide open.
With arms wide open. That's a different band, and they just got back together.
Oh, that's
come to
right.
find
That's
out.
Creed.
Creed, yeah.
And here's the rock tales of this episode.
Right. Yes, this is going to be the cursed episode. They're going to be like, why am I listening?
Well, everybody was waiting for it. They were like, when's the rock tales going to happen? And
right. And we gave them Creed and fucking Nickelback. Actually, you know what? That's going into my synopsis here.
So is this one that you threw out to the Kansas City Whiskey Guild to see what their impression was?
All right, so I did. I put this on the Whiskey Guild and the Whiskey Tribe. If you're a fan of Whiskey Tribe podcast or whatever on YouTube, that it's their private group on Facebook. And I said, I'm a first timer on this. Any thoughts? And nobody has addressed it
Crickets.
in either group. I even spelled it out here. And curveball. Thoughts? And nobody said anything about it. I mean, you can see it clearly. Right
Well,
down,
that's
right down there in
rude.
the front. If you want to know what we're talking about, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and well, unfortunately, I don't think we're getting a TikTok out of this one. But maybe I'll make a stupid little, empty bottle video. Do like the thumbs down thing. I can't even do the thumbs down if I gave
You
it 7
can't give it a thumbs down. You liked it.
I liked it more than I really did like it a lot more than I thought I was going to like it.
Yeah.
So
It's
definitely.
sneaky.
So I wrote, this whiskey may be your classic gimmick whiskey, but it's true to its word when it says sweet, smoky, and spicy. We all agreed that this is the Creed and NickelBack of whiskey.
Yes. Bravo.
And that'll be on savortheburn.com/liquor cabinet.
It's got to go in the liquor
It's got to
cabinet.
go. I mean, we tried
Love
it on the podcast. It's got to go in the liquor cabinet, even if it's an empty bottle, never to be refilled or open again.
Hey, we
Anybody else got any closing thoughts on this one?
Well, I was going to say, Wayne, when I see you in a couple weeks, bring your empty bottles and we'll just fill them back up for you.
Jesus.
Score.
Or we'll just bring you the bottle and you can take the whole
Yes. Even
Joy.
better.
Happy, joy. We're going to go ahead and wrap this episode. Thank you, dear listener, for listening to the Savor the Burn podcast. Thank you to Chandler, Faith, and Tim. Thank you, Mr. 98% W2, for handling all this, what's it called? Technology. So we can patch people in from multiple states away and surprise them with Mr. Chandler, who has actually just come to America, come to find out. So we'll probably get to that here on the
He's
next
coming
episode.
to America.
She went Neil Diamond with it. That's awesome. I went to high five her, but she's, way far away. She's an 8-hour drive away. Anyway, so thank you for following on your favorite podcast app of choice. Follow us on socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and no matter who you are, what you're doing, what you're drinking, always remember, dear listener, to keep on
burning.
Chandler Johnson will return in the next episode of Savor the Burn.